TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond.
What's up, family? Welcome to another edition of Talk Show Kings. Oh, I'm not king at all. Hold on, D. Joe Biden? D. Joe Biden.
And the thing about what the CDC is saying now is that once these tests are allocated to the people that need the test, those numbers are going to skyrocket it.
We can do that. Hey, you can go to Egypt, but you better have your little black ass back on this board. That street light come on, you ain't there.
If I give my woman 100% and she hurts me, see, I ain't got nothing to give nobody else because she's taking it all.
What's up, family worldwide? Peace and blessings. My name is Trevor David. Welcome to another exciting Sunday evening episode of Talk Show Kings.
Baby.
Coming to you right here from Douglasville, Georgia, right outside Atlanta.
Yes.
I'm going to throw it to my two kings on my right and my left to introduce themselves, and then I'm going to tell you what we're going to talk about today. So first, to my right.
Yo, it's King Mel, man. I'm glad to be back in y'all presence. Listen, we got a dynamite show lined up for y'all today. Y'all stay in. The topic's gonna get heated. Trust me, y'all gonna enjoy this, man.
What's up, family? It's your boy ATL Doc, also known as King Doc. Yeah, I posted the topics online. Hey, we got a phone number now. So, you know, instead of texting, you can actually call in and we can argue. We can converse.
It might be an argument.
On the phone. The number gonna pop up on the screen in a little bit.
But
Go ahead, sir.
Give them the number just in case, Trev.
Okay, so if you want to call in and if you want to talk to us here on Talk Show Kings, that number is 770-485-7724. You can get on live with us and we can talk to you and talk about what we're talking about today. Today's episode is being sponsored by Holistic Wellness Boutique, so shout out Holistic Wellness Boutique. We really appreciate you being part of our show.
Definitely.
We also want to talk about a couple other shows that we live stream on TV 1061. Every Wednesday, we live stream The Flavor. That's at 8 p.m. and that is a hot show about music. And then at 9:30 p.m. we also live stream The Playlist. That's another show about music, and it's all coming to you from here in Atlanta. And all the artists on both those shows are independent artists, so get your music to us if you want us to shout you out on The Flavor or The Playlist. And Thursday evenings, we do Bedroom Chronicles. That's at 6 p.m. That sounds good. I don't know what
Bedroom Chronicles.
I got to check that out.
We got some stories, though. I think I might need to go on that, man.
I'm saying.
Wanted me to
I'm going to let y'all have that.
And then on Saturday nights, Saturday afternoons, we do One Nation, 2 p.m. And then Sundays, of course, today, we have the Talk Show Divas at 4:30 p.m. And then we also have the Talk Show Kings at 6:30 p.m. And that's what it is. So once again, my name is Trevor David. We in Douglasville. We're about to get it started here on Talk Show Kings on Sunday. Y'all ready to jump into this?
Let's do this.
So this week, my man Cube, who by the way I think is the best rapper from the West Coast. My man, that's who I love. That's my West Coast guy.
Listen, this is crazy because he is a fan of him. Doc's a fan of Cube. He's a huge too. So you guys,
huge.
Listen.
If it wasn't the Cube, it wouldn't. Rap would
not
not even be what it is if it wasn't for Ice Cube.
Come on now. So let's keep talking about it. We can get into Cube in a minute, but the controversy this week is that Ice Cube apparently co-authored a contract with Black America, CWBA. Ice Cube contract for Black America?
Yes.
Okay. I thought it was CWBA, contract with Black America. It doesn't matter.
This
is a contract.
Black America, not for. One man can't speak for everybody.
You'd be surprised. That's what attorneys do all the time.
So the contract for Black America was a 13-point agreement to address political, economic, and ultimately the social future integrative life for Black Americans here in the United States. And he wrote this thing in September, and he was called by the Trump administration to come to the White House to talk about his contract for Black America. And he did. Cube went to the White House and he spoke with Jared Kushner. He spoke with a couple members of Trump's team. And what they did was they ultimately instituted some of the aspects of Cube's plan into Donald Trump's Platinum Plan. And they made the Trump's Platinum Plan stronger, and they took a lot of Cube's advice. The controversy, though, in the Black community is, should Cube have even met with Donald Trump?
Well,
why was Cube at the White House to begin with? So I'm gonna throw it to you first, King Mel. What do you think?
I mean, listen, there are a lot of prominent people in power, you know what I'm saying? Black people that have money or whatever, fame, platforms or whatever. But for him to step up to the plate and just, listen, I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to extend the olive branch. I'm going to go see about what's going on here, right? Cube has a lot of experience being a black man, you know what I'm saying? From gang violence to trouble with the police to NWA and F the police. Like, listen. There's a lot of people still feel that way, and rightfully so when you think about it with everything that's going on. However, he used this platform to go out there and say, hey, listen, I'm going to just go, because even though I can tell you're a narcissistic, racist piece of, you know what I'm saying? I'm willing to go sit down and hear what you and this administration has to say. That way I can go back and relay it, use my platform. Now, a lot of people may say, well, how does he have the right to speak for people or whatever, or speak for all black people? But man, listen. This is somebody that people's eyes are going to be on, right? So if he goes and finds out all the details, the intricate details and workings of it, and he relays it back to you, he's found out information that you otherwise wouldn't have known because you wouldn't have been there yourself, nor would you have taken the time to try to go there and listen.
100%. 100%. So you feel like it was cool for Cube to go and speak to the White House?
You can't decide that man can't go do something. That's his right.
How about you, King Doc? What do you think?
I feel like Ice Cube was totally correct. I feel like that Ice Cube has a medium that most of us don't have. And while we sit back and prejudge him as far as what he did and why he did it, we're doing it without the correct information. When it was presented to us as if Ice Cube went out and solicited Donald Trump and his administration, when that's not actually the case. Ice Cube went to the Democratic Party as well as the Republican Party with his agenda and how he saw things. His agenda is not only for public as far as government, it's for private as well. He feels like that the black people of the United States, and not all black people, but the descendants of slaves, have been done so wrong that there needs to be something done to compensate for that. And it's not about a party. It's not about the Libertarians, the Republicans, or the Democrats. It's about whomever is in power. If you are in power, then you need to address us. You need to respect us. You need to understand what happened to us, what's happening to us. Now, a lot of black people get offended because of Donald Trump's continuous BS as far as to say that there's no system of racial injustice in America, to say that Black Lives Matter is a hate group, and it sows dissension. Meanwhile, there's a rogue group that went after that plan to assassinate the governor of Michigan, which he didn't necessarily say he wanted her assassinated, but he came out and said several disparaging remarks against her. And when he says things like that, then his cronies go and try to commit violence. But for him to not even address that, but yet he wants to constantly put down the Black Lives Movement, the Black Lives Matter movement, black people felt offended. They felt offended by him talking to him. But regardless of what Trump does, he's still the president. Whoever is in that office needs to hear what we have to say. And if Ice Cube is the medium to get it there, I'm all for it. I would like Ice Cube to go there and take Minister Farrakhan with him, but I would seriously doubt that the Trump administration would even allow that to happen.
No, sir. Nah.
Yes.
Minister Farrakhan will never, ever be in the United States of America White House. They're not going to let him in, and I don't even think Minister Farrakhan...
I guarantee you he would.
You think he would go?
If given the opportunity, I
listen.
guarantee you he would.
Listen, man, when it comes to Farrakhan, listen, I'm not a Muslim by far. I don't follow the religion nor practice it, right? I will say this about Minister Farrakhan, though, man. Listening to some of his speeches and everything and how he talks or whatever, he spoke nothing but a lot of facts when it came to how black people were being treated over here. You know what I'm saying? He called them out on a live talk show in front of the white people, and he told them why you are afraid of us because of such and such, this, that, and the other. Listen, I don't agree wholly with the ways that he handles things, but when it comes to speaking about what black people go through and have been through over here in this country, dude says a lot of truth. And if you can't see or recognize that, then, I mean, that doesn't mean you have to go out and become a Muslim. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying all of that, but, man, the dude speaks factual information, and he does it by the numbers and books, and he quotes to you so you can see it for yourself. And if you can't see it, you're just trying to be blind. So there it is.
You know, Ice Cube, going back to the Ice Cube talk, we can talk about
Go ahead,
Farrakhan
but
as much as we want,
go
but going back to Ice Cube, you know, Cube is NWA.
Exactly.
America's Most Wanted.
Yeah.
The Predator. I mean, Cube, you know, Cube, like you said, Cube is part of the foundation of hip hop. And in my opinion, Cube's perspective has not changed. You know, it's a lot of people out there saying Cube sold out. You know, he sold out the black community by sitting down with the president and sitting down with Donald Trump's administration. I mean, it doesn't make much sense to me. This is the president of the United States.
Exactly.
If he's going to give us an opportunity to sit down and make our voices be heard, and you turn it down, what do you expect to happen? What result can come from not having a seat at the table?
Exactly.
And this is what Cube did. He went to the president and asked for a seat at the table.
Well, from my understanding, the president reached out to him. But regardless whether he reached out or they reached out, the conversation needs to continue to be had. Now, I don't believe in the way it was presented as if Q brought up this platinum plan, which he didn't. He's not the author or founder of that. And Trump can say whatever he wants to say. I don't believe it. If he even put the platinum plan on the television screen and said that this is what he's going to do, there would be no way I believe it, because he said that he was going to get rid of the Affordable Care Act and bring up his own plan back in 2016. Well, it's 2020. Have you seen his plan? I mean, he can say whatever it takes to get in office, but from what I see, he gives multi-billionaires billions of dollars to create $30,000 jobs, and that's his thing. So I'm not with that. You know, you can't tell me that unless you get elected, you're going to stop the stimulus plan and then expect me to have any kind of respect for you.
But see, that right there, that is something that he's using to control people, especially black people, knowing that we're on the lower end, the higher end of being in poverty. You know what I'm saying? We've been impoverished for years because of the things that you guys did to us from way back when, from slavery on up to supposedly freeing the slaves and everything, right? Whatever.
Are you familiar with?
Well, hold up, listen, I was just looking at some of the comments, and Sure Enough Hobo Stratch says,
What's up,
I would rather have O'Shea Jackson speak than Kanye West. And Michael Fleming
man,
said,
2 times.
Facts, yeah, because Kanye be on some other stuff.
Who this?
Michael Fleming said,
what up, bruh?
Would we make a deal with the Klan? You know?
Well, see, it's a difference. It's a difference in making a deal and with the Klan and talking to the president.
Exactly.
Because the president is in a position of power.
I see where he's coming from with that, because here's a guy that it took up until just maybe like a week ago or so, right, for him to actually say he's against the Proud Boys, he's against the Klan, he's against whatever. He just now said that.
Again, he said that a long time ago, but what he says and what he does are different.
Okay.
He can say it till he's blue in the face, but as long as he's still supporting it.
Denounce the Klan?
Yes.
He has.
Yes.
Yeah, he has.
But then
back with David Duke, he's done it years ago.
Actions were far and in between.
And that's my point. That's the whole thing.
So actions speak louder than words. So I don't care what he said.
But again, I'm agreeing with you on that fact wholeheartedly. Regardless of what he says and what he does, that matter. But if we don't even try to address him, how can we say that is wrong? I mean, when Steve Harvey supposedly met with Donald Trump or Donald Trump's administration, they called him a coon and all this other kind of nonsense. Jim Brown, who's been an activist in the black community and trying to get rid of gangs and things of that nature. And we got to get rid of this conversation for a quick second because we got to go to break.
We're going to take a break, y'all. We'll be right back.
All right. There it is.
can you find a reliable source of CBD products? Introducing Holistic Wellness Boutique, a revolutionary collection of CBD tinctures, CBD topicals, CBD edibles, CBD pet products, and other relevant CBD products that help you incorporate CBD into your everyday lifestyle. The best part? Through our special Radiant Transformations program, Dr. Alea Daniel, PharmD, a well-regarded wellness coach, licensed pharmacist, and the mind behind the idea of Holistic Wellness Boutique, will also introduce you to a healthier lifestyle through proper education, nutrition, and a thorough medication evaluation to make the most of our exemplary CBD products. If you are struggling with a chronic condition, we can help you discover how to live a more holistic lifestyle through wellness coaching and the proper selection of hemp-derived CBD products. Visit holisticwellnessboutique.com to schedule a consultation or order an audacious combination of hemp-derived CBD products that will rejuvenate your mind, body, and spirit.
Today's world exposes our youth to life experiences that are well beyond that which their years should allow. Violence, trauma, poverty, injustice. Our children's lives and their livelihoods are in constant danger. Wisdom Inc. is a community-based organization designed to save young lives by reducing violence and assisting youth in their personal development. Wisdom stands for wise individuals structuring and developing youthful minds. Through our collective wisdom, we can change lives for the better. Wisdom Inc. Reducing violence, developing youth, saving lives.
Welcome back to Talk Show Kings. Every Sunday we do this live from right here in Douglasville, Georgia,
Yes,
TV
sir.
1061. Want to give a shout out to our executive producer, Felix Washington.
What's up,
Want to give a
Felix?
shout out to our social media director, Chantel Barksdale. Give a shout out to our technical director, Jason. And want to give you guys the phone number, okay? If you want to call in and talk to us live, you can. You can talk to us at 770-485-7724. Once again, 770-485-7724. Write it down somewhere. I'm Trevor David. We back, Talk Show Kings, Sunday. King Doc was mentioning something before we went to break.
Yeah, my brother, Michael Fleming, he was saying how you wouldn't make a deal with the KKK. If the KKK was in charge of the government, Mike, then, hey, I'm going in there. Because if the government runs the country and I'm a part of that country, then they got to hear my voice. So, it is what it is.
Yeah, the thing is, when the Ice Cube story broke, and I might be wrong, correct me, but when the Ice Cube story broke, it seemed to me that it was mostly black women who had beef with Cube going and talking to Donald Trump. A lot of women, I saw in a lot of talk shows, they were, chastising Cube and saying, that he sold us out and he didn't have any right to do this and he should just, he should let the sleeping dog lie or what have you. But I want to quote some of Ice Cube's lyrics. All right?
I never have dinner with the president.
Okay, I'm real quick. I'm going to quote. This is off of America's Most Wanted. It ain't wise to chastise and preach.
Just open the eyes of each.
Because laws were meant to be broken up. What brothers need to do is
start loking up.
What do you think Cube meant when he said that? And don't you think that that's exactly what he's doing now? $500 billion were added to the president's platinum plan. Now that $500 billion may not find its entire way into the black community, but it's better than nothing.
I don't think the platinum plan is going to come to pass. I think that it's just fluff. I think it's a lot of noise to get the black vote. I wouldn't trust Trump no matter what he said, because he's shown me time and time again that he could care less about me and anybody that looks like me. The coronavirus is killing who at the fastest rate? He wants to do nothing about it except let it just spread until a vaccine is created. Who's dying the most from that? We're not even the second highest population in the United States. We're not even the highest minority population, but we're dying the most. So who's that going to kill the most? I can't, there's nothing Donald Trump can say to me to persuade me to be in his corner. Because I've seen no matter what he says, he's still a devil. And by devil, I'm not talking about a race or anything to that effect. I mean, he's a demon. He's a devil. I have no there's no love for him.
Okay, so based on what you just said, even though Cube stepped up in the office and said, yo, check out my contract with Black America, add it to your platinum plan, and he did, you still think that does nothing for you in the eyes of Donald Trump?
That does nothing for me because I don't think the platinum plan will ever manifest. I can write down whatever, I can have someone scribe it on a sheet of paper, I can have attorneys make it into a legal document. But until it's implemented, it's just words.
Okay, now what about the Biden campaign? You guys know what the Biden campaign did when Ice Cube approached them. They told him, wait until after the election.
Yes.
We're trying to get elected. Let us get elected first and then we'll check out your plan.
Well, listen, I understand where they're coming from, right? Look, check this out. All right. You go to Donald Trump, right? You listen to Donald Trump. You tell Donald Trump your plan, right? Donald Trump is going to try and use that leverage to get himself reelected, right? Joe Biden in his campaign, you say, okay, and don't get it twisted. I am not a fan of either candidate. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's too much drama in the, you know what I mean? But I would rather see Donald Trump go. I'm be honest with you. But Biden says, listen, come to me after the election, right? If you come to me after the election and we win this election, then we can go ahead and remove whatever was been put in place to stop African Americans from coming up, or, whatever his plan was, or whatever the damage he's done, right? Let us undo that. Come to us with this plan. And now that we're in here, we can actually do something about it, right? Right now, you're trying to give Donald Trump, it seems, a clear advantage, which is what people are saying, right? If he uses this leverage, well, we're going to put $500 billion into it. That sounds great, right? But even if he takes a small percentage of that $500 billion, right, and it doesn't all come to us, you're robbing us yet again.
Exactly.
You're still robbing us. If you're going to have that $500 billion, all of that needs to go. It should be $500 trillion if you ask me.
Okay, well, let me jump on that. So, $500 billion injected into this platinum plan that you don't believe is going to even come to pass. But what Donald Trump's platinum plan said before meeting with Cube had a whole bunch of code words that Cube brought up in that interview with Governor Cuomo. I think like the platinum plan said things like this money or we're going to try to help minorities. Diversity, the urban community. And what Q pointed out, which I think is extremely educational for us, is that those words don't necessarily mean us. But black people, I think over 5 decades, these words have duped black people to make us think that if you see the word diversity, or if you see the word urban community, or if you see the word minority, that it automatically means, oh, that means us as black people. But it doesn't, and Cube pointed this out to the world by saying to Donald Trump, hey, your platinum plan don't say nothing about black people. It says a lot of things about minorities and diversities, but we need your plan to say something about black people, and this, I think, is key.
Government contracting is a huge source of income for a lot of businesses. It was primarily owned by white companies. White companies would get all these government contracts. Well, they put in a clause for minorities have to get a certain percentage. But minorities, white women are included in the minorities. So now the same people who got the contracts can now give their wives, give their daughters, give someone they know a company and set them up for the contract that they've been doing the whole time. And they can still have the work done because their parent company can still help this younger company. So it's until something is done, nothing's done. And when we were talking about Biden got bit before when he tried to, Cardi B is a huge fan of Biden. And he had her speak for him. And people jumped on his case about it, saying, you have this celebrity endorsements, and what does she know about the political scene? Well, because he was bit with that, I think that he would be more reluctant to come out in public and say, well, I'm trying to go to another celebrity. I can see that. I don't know his whatever, but I'm not too much a fan of Biden. But again, I would take Biden and Kamala Harris any day over Trump and Pence.
Do you think, do either one of you brothers think that the black community puts too much stock, in our celebrities as spokespeople for our entire community? I mean, Cardi B. Does Cardi B speak for either one of y'all?
I love that question.
I don't think that we as black people put too much stock in our celebrities. I won't say that, right? What I will say is this right here. Celebrities do have, you know, a chance of reaching a wider platform. You have a lot of older people, younger people that follow them on social media. Social media is the norm now. I mean, I myself have Facebook, IG, I even have a Snapchat, but I don't use it, you know what I'm saying? It's just there in case I want to communicate with certain people who that's how I can only communicate with them, you know what I mean? Family and stuff like that. Social media is a huge platform. You know, television is a huge platform. Being in a movie, a huge platform. Book signing, whatever, it's a huge platform. If somebody uses these platforms and they just so happen to be black, and they're trying to use it to advance black America in a positive way, then I'm all for it. You know, I had someone on the comments just said that, he said, Michael Fleming says, Cube is no friend to our community, right? Mm-hmm. If he's no friend of our community or whatever the case may be, listen, he's still black. He still had a struggle. You know what I mean? You went through things, dealing with police brutality, friends, family, and everything. He's just as black as the rest of us. He just has a bigger platform, maybe a bigger bank account, but hell, you know? I don't think that people shouldn't consider him a spokesman of the community. Hell, most people are no spokesman of the community, and you don't have a platform. You don't say anything at your own regular job.
Well, my thing is, your own regular job. Most of us can't afford to just go out and speak about a black agenda on our own regular job because that job pays for us to eat, pay for our housing and things of that nature. Mm-hmm. So you can be fired for going in with your political opinion on your job. However, bruh, hey, can you please call in Mike? Because I'm trying to understand where you're coming from. Because I don't get it. I honestly don't get it. Ice Cube has a medium that most of us don't have. And when you were saying, does Cardi B speak for us? It's not necessarily that celebrities do or don't speak for us. It's that when a celebrity speaks, they have the medium to speak to such a wide variety. Right now, we reach 1,200 people on Sunday, right? But they reach 12 million. So what they're saying, it's not necessarily saying that they speak for us. It's just that what they're saying is so widely broadcast. So hopefully someone out there with a positive mindset and an agenda for us will speak for us, you know, because we can't. I would love to speak for us, but if I did, I ain't going to go and try to find Minister Farrakhan. You know, I'm going to try to be coached extremely well on what to say and when to say it, because I know that just sitting here, being the person that I am, I don't have enough information to address the problems in the black community, because I see most of the problems in the black community stemming from the black male not being there. Mm-hmm. I honestly feel like that was the goal of social engineering, to remove us from the homes, and I feel like that's the creator of most of our problems.
Go ahead. I was just going to jump on what we were talking about as far as the black community, you know, trying to slam the brakes on Ice Cube for doing what he did. Mm-hmm. I mean, this man he's a citizen of this country just as much as any one of us. Just the fact that he's a celebrity doesn't make it so that he should be quiet or he has to be quiet. This man has an opinion. Not only does this man have an opinion, but he sat down and wrote this contract with Black America. Mm-hmm. And, you know, it took some time for him to write that thing. He put it together, him and another writer. I think the writer's name was Darrell Hamilton. They sat down and they put this contract with Black America together to present to whatever party was in power, and we're going to talk some more about that when we come right back. You watching Talk So Kings. My name is Trevor David. I got my man King Doc, King Mel, and we want to shout out King Lundy.
Yeah.
King Lundy, what's up?
Happy birthday
to
your wife.
Happy birthday to your wife. Hey, y'all, hope y'all having a great time.
Exactly. Talk Show Kings. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Good afternoon. I'm Lieutenant Elmer Horn with Douglas County Sheriff's Office, and we're here in one of our communities, and Sheriff Pounds is here with us. And Sheriff Pounds is very involved in his communities, and he come out. We brought out our grill and our smoker so we can come out and help cook for this community, and Sheriff Pounds himself has come out and helped cook with us, and he's here to cook and help these folks today.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of the programs that I call taking my community back. If you don't get out there and get involved in your community, you ain't gonna be able to get it back. And the sad part about it, we losing our young men at such a pace that it's unreal. We got to come up with something that will help us with these children. Got to. So this is what I'm doing. I love it. I'm out here in the sun. It's hot, but like I said earlier, we're gonna do these until we get that gap between law enforcement and the community bridge. We're gonna bridge that gap because we're gonna get out of here, we're gonna shake hands, we're gonna find out if they got any kind of problem we can assist them with, and invite them to the sheriff's office and come to the roll call. Just come see what's going on at the office. Thank y'all so much for being here.
Thank you, Sheriff Pounds. And like I said, this is just one of many events that we...
Welcome to Burke's Jewelry. How may I help you?
We're looking for engagement rings.
We offer a wide selection. However, I believe we have just what you're looking for. Burke's Jeweler is your family's jeweler at 491 Flat Shoals Avenue Southeast, Atlanta, Georgia 30316 in East Atlanta Village.
What's up, family? Welcome to another edition of Talk Show Kings. Oh, I'm not king at all.
Hold on, D. Joe Biden?
D. Joe Biden.
And the thing about what the CDC is saying now is that once these tests are allocated to the people that need the test, those numbers are going to skyrocket it.
We can do that. Hey, you can go to Egypt, but you better have your little black ass back on this porch. Hey, that street light come on, you ain't there.
If I give my woman 100% and she hurts me, see, I ain't got nothing to give nobody else because she's taking it all.
Sunday evening, you are back. We are back. Talk Show Kings. We are talking about Ice Cube and his contract with Black America. Why are some black people angry at Cube? I'm gonna throw it over to my man King Mel. He's got some comments. What are people saying, King Mel?
Wow, I'm trying to refresh the comments. I'm sorry about that.
That's all right.
Phone's acting a little funny. You know what I'm saying?
That's all right.
But someone said we see Shona Harper said Claude Anderson is a good person to speak for the black community. You know, Michael Fleming says that he has put his money in the black community. LeBron has more creed with me. Opened a school, stood up for Black lives. You know, I seen LeBron do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's something that was needed. He opened a school for people who couldn't afford to go to, you know, those private schools or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He's paying for kids' lunches. You know,
paying for transportation,
paying
them
for
all the way up through college.
You feel me? This is somebody, yes, he's on a big stage, right? No, he's not going to be quiet, and he's not going to do as Laura Ingraham tried to tell the man to shut up and dribble. You're just mad that he doesn't do what you do and still makes more. I'm just saying. But the fact is, that's what you were relegated to. Being a showman or a monkey or whatever the hell you want to call it, you know what I'm saying, for these people with all this money. She wants him to just shut up and dribble the ball. Look, man, Ice Cube is doing something that a lot of celebrities with a lot of money haven't done. They're not trying to go forward. They're either not out front, they're not behind the scenes, they aren't doing anything. They're just hoping that it passes, and you have enough money to do that. But there are those of us down here at the bottom looking like, man, listen, I'm glad someone is speaking up for the everyday man. Someone who has once before been an everyday man before they were a person with money. Somebody who has seen what police will do to a black man. Has family that police officers and other things have done to a black man. Have seen that black men oppressed in this country because their oppressors will not take their foot off of their neck to save their lives, because that's where they need us. Because the rising will be grand. It will be strong. It will overwhelm them. And that's not what they're ready for. They don't want that.
Ice Cube, just like Jay-Z, Beyonce, several people who are affluent in entertainment industry, as well as private industries, do invest their money into the black communities and don't really talk about it.
Absolutely.
They don't want that publicity.
Absolutely.
They don't want Ice Cube's 3-on-3 league is the NBA mimicked him when they did the All-Star game. They mimicked his system of play. So, I mean, he is definitely for the black community. I don't understand my brother's train of thought on this. And not just Ice Cube, but like I say, several people, they just don't come out and talk about it. But on this topic, as far as him going to talk to the Trump administration, because like he said, he's never met President Trump face to face. When you were talking about lyrics, I was hoping that you was going to bring up when he was talking about Eazy-E, and he said, "I'll never have dinner with the president. I'll never have dinner with the president." And now I'd be hesitant, half pint. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
I thought that's where he was going to go. However, because it makes him seem hypocritical. However, as he's saying, it's not about red or blue. It's about getting the black community, the descendants of slaves, voices heard. Whoever's in power needs to hear those voices. So whoever's there, we need to address. We can't, if Trump is reelected, we can't say, well, Trump is reelected, so nothing happens. We still have to go after Trump like we go after anybody else. Along with that, we have to bind together and do things for ourselves. We have to stop accepting the nonsense, and we have to realize the power we have.
Well, hold up. Want to address a couple of comments here?
Yeah, please do. Address all of them.
We had Michael Fleming said Kaepernick made a real sacrifice. Where was Cube? He also says, did Cube pay for anyone to get out of jail for protesting?
Yes.
Right? And then he also said, what's Q's foundation? Of course, no one knows. Like, I'm not going to say that no one knows. Perhaps everybody in their mama may not know, but there are those in his inner circle or his close friends that know. You know what I'm saying?
And look up Cube World.
You know?
And besides, can I jump on? You know, and besides that, man, I mean, personally, those comments, they seem a little close-minded and, to be perfectly honest with you, ignorant.
Yeah.
Because if you have a problem in your community and you have the opportunity to address the person that can do something to fix the problems in your community, and you'd rather just stay in your community with the problems and complain and argue amongst yourselves and not come up with a solution. What have you actually done to solve the problems? My opinion is that Ice Cube saw an opportunity to address the person who is in charge of this country at this moment, who can do something about the problems. Now, Biden, what Joe Biden did was Joe said, hey, Cube, we'll listen to you after we get into the White House. We don't really have time right now. We're doing some other things. I can respect that, but at the same time, how can you disrespect Cube for going to the man in charge? What else are you going to do?
Michael Fleming, if you know Mike has spent, I know the brother, that yellow brother, red in the face right now. Mike, don't take it personal, bro. If you know Michael Fleming has worked with Dr. Vivian. He's worked with several black leaders in the black community. He's always working. He developed software called King Streets, and he's developed other software to help black people come up. He's talked with banks. He's gathered with the head of multi-million-dollar companies to try and develop things to help the black community. Michael Fleming is a black hero, in my opinion, as far as the things that he's doing and that he constantly does. When we worked together with the Department of Juvenile Justice to try to give back to the black community to help juveniles that came through, the system, try to help them get a GED and move up in the world. So I don't understand his logic in this sense. However,
got a call.
Yeah, answer it.
All right.
We got a caller, y'all. We got a caller. Let's see what the caller wants to talk about.
What's going on?
Who is it? You on live with the talk show, King?
Turn the mic on.
Well,
the call
lost
hung
him,
up.
but
We
that's
tried
all
to
right.
answer you.
That's all right. Continue what you were saying.
But I was saying that Michael Fleming is a strong advocate for the black community. Now, I don't know what this particular grievance is with Ice Cube, but I think that maybe he's unaware of what Ice Cube's doing. But I also think that the black community has a way of prejudging people.
Absolutely.
Because just like you say, do I know his community? Do you know what's in the 13-step program?
Exactly.
Because Ice Cube was saying he's not just going after the government, he's talking about private industry too. So I would like to know what's there before I cast judgment on it.
Not only that, but I don't understand. Like this gentleman said, he doesn't know where Ice Cube is coming from. What do you mean you don't know where Ice Cube is coming from? First of all, Ice Cube has a 30-year history of in public, in the public's eye, and his entire repertoire, his entire portfolio has always been pro-black. I mean, if that's what your thing is about. Cube has always represented himself as pro-black, even before he went solo. When he was with NWA, he was pumping his fists, saying, this is what's going on in the streets of LA. This is how these cops are treating us. This is what's going on. So Cube has always stood very strong for our community. So why all of a sudden are black people angry that Cube got a chance to sit down with the head man in charge, and they angry at him? That don't make sense to me.
I'm gonna say this here, man, because I'm checking out a couple of the comments, and Michael Fleming is real adamant about what he says. You know what I'm saying? He says we don't need anybody with gangster intentions or goals representing our community. Cube will never tell our community to stop listening to his music. I'm gonna tell you like this.
Interesting.
Look, I feel you when you say he'll never stop telling people to listen to his music. But I'm gonna just say this, man. Look, if you're gonna be just like the system that we have in place right now, and all you can see is the end of it, I mean the past, there's a problem with that.
Absolutely.
Hold on, we got a caller.
Make sure the mic's on.
Talk Show King, speak your mind.
Turn the mic on. It's on.
In the black community, I think the timing is a bit off.
The timing is off?
That the president interested hearing, from, using Q to get black votes. I think it's just for him to get black votes. I don't think he give a rat's ass about the black community.
Exactly. I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Is what people and
Let me see
women
that mic over there. Trevor, let's see that mic. Okay. Put that behind the speaker. Put the speaker. Ma'am, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I think that the president is doing exactly trying to get black votes. I don't think he'll do anything. However, again, Cube did not come out and push for Donald Trump. That's a popular misconception. Cube never came out and said, I'm going for Donald Trump or Biden or anybody else. Cube has come out publicly and said that he doesn't support Donald Trump or Biden. Cube says that he is trying to get whomever is in charge to address the black agenda.
Okay.
So whomever it is, then if Biden wins, Cube says he's going to be there. If Trump wins, he's going to be there. If a libertarian wins, he's going to be there. He's going to be to whomever is addressing the black agenda. And that's what he's trying to do. So I commend him for it,
Besides that, what was Cube supposed to do? Was he supposed to just sit on his hands and sit on his contract with Black America and not show it to anyone, or risk not having the opportunity to at least present it to to Donald Trump? Because if Trump had won and then Cube went to Trump has no reason to even listen to Cube at that moment.
Trump ain't gonna listen. Well, he gonna listen to Cube or pretend he's listening. Is that our fault? Cube is going to pretend he's listening to, Trump is going to pretend he's listening and pretend he's going to do something. But I just don't see it. I just don't see it. What has he done to show?
Again.
What has he done to show it?
Listen, again, all that right there to me is just political strategy, right?
Okay, we agree.
He says, I want to meet with you. He knows you met with the Democrats. He wants to meet with you, right?
And then he politicizes it. He brings it in public.
Exactly. It's a play to get votes.
Exactly.
You feel me? Mm-hmm. So, look, man, I don't care that he spoke like you. You understand?
Yeah.
I don't. What I do care about is him getting something done. Another caller, give me a split second here, folks. Talk Show Kings.
Yeah, I was still talking. I got cut off. I wanted to respond to Doc, what he was saying about, Cube is putting his support out. Mm-hmm. He never said that he supported Donald Trump or Biden. But that's what the president wants. He is a puppeteer. Mm-hmm. So what it looks like is that he is supporting the president, even if he's not. And the young voters who look at Cube as a hero will use him as an influence for those votes. That is the
Ma'am, I agree with you wholeheartedly as far as their intentions.
But that's not the point.
That's
The point
being
is Ice
twisted.
Cube.
If you watch, Ice Cube was just on Chris Cuomo. If you watch that show, he explains in detail how it was not a thing where he's blue or red or anything else. He's not a donkey or an elephant. He was saying that he's trying to get whomever's in charge. Whoever the president is, that's who he wants to talk to. He wants to talk to whoever's in power. He reached out to Biden. He reached out to Trump. It's not about them. It's about addressing the problems with the black community. And if he doesn't talk, then what happens? We got to go to break, but don't go nowhere if you don't mind. You still with me?
Okay, sure.
What's your name, if I can ask? If I may ask?
Misty James.
All right, Misty James. Hold on for just a moment. We got to go to break.
Okay.
This is the last
Sorry
segment.
for hollering.
Welcome to Burke's Jewelry. How may I help you?
We're looking for engagement rings.
We offer a wide selection. However, I believe we have just what you're looking for. Burke's Jeweler is your family's jeweler at 491 Flat Shoals Avenue Southeast, Atlanta, Georgia 30316 in East Atlanta Village.
Are you an artist, a writer of spoken word? Do you have content ready but need exposure? Get to know me. I'm Alicia, host of a new Facebook live stream show called The Flavor, where we promote local and international talent of all genres. Here are some rules and regulations to the videos that we'll be accepting. They must be radio ready, no cursing, no lewd language. You must send us contact information as well as a YouTube link to your video so we can extract it from there. Email us at 1061tv@gmail.com, and we thank you for your time.
The mic's on.
So we're back. It's Talk Show Kings. This is our final segment of the show. We've had a really great conversation. We've been talking about Ice Cube's contract with Black America and some of the controversy that Cube has been enduring from black people saying that he sold us out and he shouldn't have met with Donald Trump. So we've got a caller on the line right now. Misty James is there, and she's got a very different opinion on what she feels. She feels that Cube had no place talking to Donald Trump because she feels that Trump is just going to use Cube. Is that what you think, Miss James?
No, I actually think he has a right to voice his opinion. I just think the timing is a bit off. I think he is for the black community, but he could have did this 2 years ago. So why is he using it? Why are they doing it 3 weeks before an election? Just to get influence, for votes for Donald Trump. I think Donald Trump is just using, people in the black community.
Now, I don't know when he finished. I'm sorry. I don't know when he finished that contract. Thank you for calling.
September.
I don't know. Oh, he finished the contract in September?
Yes, sir.
So if he finished the contract in September, then he couldn't have addressed it 2 years ago because he just finished in September.
Which is what I was going to say.
I think that, again, like she said, I agree with her. It seems like it's going to be a political strategy, for Donald Trump. Again, you went to Biden with it. If you felt like going to Biden with it would have been the proper thing to do, right? I don't think you should have went and had the same conversation with Donald Trump, who's trying to win re-election. I think that you should have just spoken with Biden and Kamala Harris, right? And let them use it. What was it?
Kamala.
Listen, in the hood.
Go ahead, run it. Come on, run it, because you don't run out of time.
But no, I feel like, you know what I'm saying? Man, you could have just spoken with them and let them use it as a campaign strategy themselves to, talk to black people. But to have Trump use the same thing, you feel me? It's like you're trying to play both sides of the fence at the same time to see who's going to do what. And Donald Trump offering $500 billion, it seems like a lot, but like I said, it's no doubt in my mind that they're not going to use all of that $500 billion to go to the black community, and that's still just going to be robbing us.
And that's what Cube said, that it's not they're not saying it's going to go to the black community. They're saying urban. They're saying, like Trevor was saying, yes, they're using different words, making people think that they mean the black community when
but
they don't.
Really don't.
Thank you for calling in, caller.
Do you guys?
Thank you.
Do you guys think that there is a certain box that we in our black communities paint ourselves inside, and the minute one of us does something a little different the rest of us kind of claw back at him. What you doing? Get back in here in this box.
Crab in a barrel.
That's what I think is going on in our communities with these people vilifying Ice Cube for taking a chance. You know, like I said, the brother sat down and wrote this contract with Black America. And he stepped up and he presented it to our president. He took a chance. And Cube had to know there was going to be some fallout. Somebody's got to step up front and take a chance to push our agenda forward.
He can do that. Think about it. You know, there's always going to be some fallback. Nobody's going to always agree with everything you do. You know what I mean?
After listening to the caller, then I can understand her point of view extremely well, in that the timing is off. Had he waited to after the election and then spoke to whomever won, I could see that being more advantageous because.
But here's my point.
Time out.
I'm sorry.
Because then it couldn't have been used as a publicity stunt like Trump is using it. Okay, go ahead.
But my point, though, is at that time, had Donald Trump been elected, what reason does he have to listen to Ice Cube? He has no stakes. At this point, at least there was stakes for him to have to listen to Ice Cube. This man is on a presidential campaign. He wants to get reelected. He needs the black vote. He knows he needs them. He's willing to do anything. He'll at least listen to Cube. Once he's elected, he don't care about Ice Cube. He don't care about the black community. but at least he's got something to be beholden to. Had Cube waited until he got elected, there's no guarantee that Trump would have even given him his ear. So in my opinion, although Ms. James makes a point that maybe the timing was a little bit weird, my opinion is that Cube did the right thing with the timing. He knows Trump is desperate to reach out to the black community. He knew that. He dangled it in front of the Trump administration and said, I know y'all need us, so here's what I got. Let us inside. Let us talk about this. And if we can talk about this, then maybe you can get our vote. But if he had waited, like it sounds like Ms. James insinuated he should have done, there's no stakes to have Trump allow Ice Cube to come into the White House.
I understand where you're coming from when you say that and say that he has something to be beholden to, but let's just think about it. Even with that being said, let's just say he does get reelected with everything out there doing all this, right? If he does get reelected and he gets in office and he does absolutely nothing, right? That's just another 4 years that black people have to waste and wait for somebody who has something to be, quote unquote, beholden to, and once they got it, turned around and gave us their royal ass to kiss. No, don't do it. Don't tell him. Don't let anybody into your game room. That's how people mess up in life. We let a lot of people into our game room, and when we do, they develop a strategy to use, abuse, cheat, neglect, and everything to us. Stab us in the back and everything. So I see where she's coming from. No, he should have waited. Beholden or not, once he should, unless it's over.
I see where both of you guys are coming from. However, I'm more on the side of waiting, and that he has no stake in the game. I agree. But now he's just going to make empty promises.
Exactly.
And by Biden saying, okay, after I win, at least he's saying after I win, I still have interest in your what you're talking about. If Trump is to say, well, I'll hold a meeting now, but after the election, then you have, I don't care what you got to say. Then did he ever care what he had to say? He's caring about, okay, this meeting is going to get people to think that I care about what you say. But after I'm elected,
I'm just saying,
if you're not going to hold a meeting afterwards, then what's the purpose?
You're right. I just say, in my opinion, right? If this man is willing to dangle $1,200 in front of your face, talk about nothing until after he gets reelected, right? But damn the $500 billion. He doesn't care about. He'll damn sure dangle that in front of your face.
Well,
so
he came back and retracted that when he realized how terrible it was.
This is people. These are people who have waited since April to get another $1,200, and here it is October, right?
Do you realize how many Americans are now homeless?
Think about that.
Food lines there are now?
That's what I'm saying. Think about it. $1,200, and you got that back in April, and here it is October, right before election, and you're still pining over whether or not both sides, Democrats and Republicans, are still pining over whether to give somebody some money while jobs have just decreased exponentially. Like,
I'm trying to
man.
understand if a virus has a 14-day lifespan, then to me, isolating people for a month would kill off the virus, because whomever's going to pass, and I hate to sound so brash with that statement, but whoever's going to get sick and pass would get sick and pass, and the virus would die off. But to say, okay, everybody just mingle together, to me, that's just passing the virus from person to person.
Well, you know, I'm going to try to stick to the topic. We can talk about the COVID thing. It is part of the topic.
But to me, that is the catalyst to all of this, because the economy wouldn't have taken a crap if the COVID virus wasn't dealt with so poorly. You know, it wouldn't be all these homeless people. It wouldn't be all this. The virus is the main thing. The virus and Trump's terrible dealing with the virus is why he's talking to Ice Cube, because so many people hate him for it.
So let me ask this, because I am unaware. What is Joe Biden's plan for the COVID virus? Is he planning to shut the country down for a month? Has he gone out and said that on his campaign trail?
No, he said that he wants to do contact tracing. He wants to try to get a lot more tests available and a rapid test available. He's also said that he wants to try to do the same thing as far as the vaccination for the virus. But it's just in the meantime, you know, for Trump to say, well, I had the virus and I'm still going to hold these mega rallies and hold everybody together. To me, that says he don't care who catches it in between that.
Well, you know, it says that, or it says I'm the president of the United States and I know that this is about to be a really tight race and I got to get out there and talk to my constituency and get them riled up no matter what's going on. So, I mean, it might be a bad decision.
At the risk of their life.
It might be a bad decision medically, but strategically, this man knows he has to get out there and talk to his constituents. So that's why he's made that decision. Now, you made a point a couple weeks ago where you said you would never want to have a president who does not care about the lives of the people who are close to him. Shows that he doesn't care about them by putting their lives at risk, by putting them in the risk of this disease.
Facts. I listen. I sent you a picture. I meant to send it in the group too, man. Listen, I sent him a picture or an article, right, where Trump went down to Sanford, Florida, and he's just like this right here. He goes out to speak and takes his mask and throws it in the crowd, right? And you got people trying to catch it. Now, it was like that Where's Waldo moment. I seen this one black man sitting right back there. I seen the forehead. I couldn't see his eye, but I seen his forehead. I know he was black, I could tell, right? But you have all these people out there, and even though his security detail didn't have, the Secret Service didn't have a mask on. When he threw his mask off, this Secret Service looked at him like this. He just looked up at him like, and gave him like this look like, are you fucking stupid, right? And that's what I'm saying. You have a guy who will throw his mask out into the crowd,
knowing that he had coronavirus.
So what does that say? If people aren't paying attention to the minute details and all they're being blinded by is the money, the promise of money. Like I said, I'm not blinded by the promise of money. $1,200 in April. You haven't given anything else since. And here it is October, right before election, and you want to dangle that in front of people. And then you want to talk about the promise of $500 billion. You're not going to give the $500 billion like you haven't gave the $1,200. Once you win, you're going to shit on us as usual. And I don't think you should be president. That's just my thing.
Well, we're going to wrap up the show. But any final words, King Doc, about Cube and his contract with Black America?
Ice Cube, I would like to thank you for what you're doing. Please continue to do it. Michael Fleming, I'd like to thank you for what you're doing. Continue to do it. Misty James, thank you for calling in. We appreciate it. Everybody else, I didn't have my phone to read the comments like I normally do. But if I did, I definitely would have made sure that I read them all. I'm not sure if Mel did, but thank you for reading them.
Well, no, I didn't get a chance to read them all. They were flowing fast. I ain't gonna lie.
But that's okay. So we're going to wrap the show up this week. We've really enjoyed talking to you here. Talk Show Kings. We do this every Sunday from right here in Douglasville, right outside Atlanta. My name is Trevor David. I want to shout out executive producer Felix Washington.
What up, Felix?
I want to shout out our social media director, Shantae Barksdale, our technical director, Jason Pulley. This particular episode was sponsored by Holistic Wellness Boutique. Give it to my man on my left to give his final shout-outs.
I would like to shout out my mother, Miss Regina Janice Schofield. I love your mother. She's responsible for my silly. I always give her credit for that because she's one of the silliest people you want to meet, always laughing. My father for his for teaching me responsibility, for teaching me right and wrong, and giving me a sense of morality. I would like to thank all of my friends and family. I would like to thank the military as always. Make sure you watch out for your battle buddies. I'd like to thank my baby girl just for being there for me, for understanding me, and for helping me get through this thing we call life. Everybody I know, I appreciate you.
All right. Hey, man, as usual, man, listen, I just want to thank you guys for tuning in. We really appreciate you guys, and we hope the numbers continue to grow exponentially. And we hope that you guys will continue to interact with us by calling in, commenting, and everything else. We appreciate that. To my friends and family, you guys know I love you. You know what I'm saying? To my children, Maya, Taj, Serenity, I'm doing everything I do for you guys, and this one day it's going to all pay off. Daddy promises you. And Queen, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
All right, y'all. Well, that's it. You heard it here. This is Talk Show Kings. Once again, my name is Trevor David. I want to shout out my lovely wife, my brother, my sister, my kids, everybody watching. We'll be back next Sunday, every Sunday, 6:30 p.m., right here, TV 1061, Talk Show Kings. Ladies and gentlemen, peace, blessings. We out.
Hey, look out for the Talk Show King t-shirts coming in.
Hey, man, it's coming. Hey, maybe a vitamin water.
What's up, family? Welcome to another edition of Talk Show Kings. Oh, I'm not king at all. Hold on, D. Joe Biden? D. Joe Biden.
And the thing about what the CDC is saying now is that once these tests are allocated to the people that need the test, those numbers are going to skyrocket it.
We can do that. Hey, you can go to Egypt, but you better have your little black ass back on this board. Hey, stay like that. Street light come on. You ain't there.
If I give my woman 100% and she hurts me, see, I ain't got nothing to give nobody else because she's taking it all.
TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond. TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond.